When I was 22, I thought I could save the world. I was 22. Young, believed in things, was a freshman at Queens College. Not a nice place. And clinical psychology programs are competitive, so I needed some leverage. So I decided to volunteer at the Humanitarian Suicide Hotline. Standard commitment, 6 months. I was there for 4 years. So I go into this church on the Upper West Side and I see this guy sitting at a desk, sort of an ex-hippie turned corporate, you know, flannel shirt tucked into khaki pants, dipping a chamomile tea bag into an NPR cup. He's clearly in charge. He tells us his name is Glenn, and as soon as Glenn starts training, people start dropping. Guy in the back with a 40, gone. 2 teenage guys that high five every time they talk, gone. At the end of 2 weeks, 54 people were gone. 4 of us were left. Because Glenn was good. But I was better. Because there was something Glenn didn't know about me. From a spur-of-the-moment tattoo to a drunken wedding in Vegas, to a tattoo commemorating that drunken wedding in Vegas. You can always count on people to make impulsive decisions. But while the tattoo can be lasered off and the wedding can be annulled, some decisions are tragically more permanent. Mayo Clinic psychologist and suicide researcher J. Michael Bostwick tells the New York Times November 7, 2016, that contrary to popular belief, suicide is often an impulsive decision based on temporary pain. We need to recognize that the 42,000 suicides every year are not inevitable, but due to momentary pain are completely preventable. Perfect Moments by Brian Finkelstein. What Glenn didn't know about me was that 4 years before this, I was dating this girl, Tracy. And Tracy was addicted to meth. And I was addicted to Tracy. Tracy would do meth, I would do Tracy, neither of us would be satisfied. But Tracy also slept with my best friend. You know, I bet Glenn didn't know that I took my dad's 38 and drove to the beach. I bet Glenn has no idea how good it feels to stick a loaded gun into your mouth. To have control over something like that. I sat there, contemplating doing it. And I threw up on my gun. And let me tell you, nothing snaps you out of a suicide impulse more than throwing up on your gun. I wiped it off and got out of my car. It was late at night. Beautiful moon. I went into the water and I had this perfect life moment. And that's when I realized that that's what life is. There are these moments of beauty like moons and oceans. And then there are moments of horror. And then it's good again. And then it's horrible and it kicks you in the face. But then for a moment, it's good. And for me, that was enough. But Glenn didn't know any of that. Shut up and listen. A sign reads the motto of the hotline room. Listening to other people's problems helps you see that you don't have it so bad. Glenn says that the warning for suicide is if somebody says, "I just want the pain to stop." If you hear that, a bell should go off. Now, to evaluate someone's level of suicide, you have to ask 4 questions. 1, do you feel so bad you think about suicide? 2, do you have a plan for how you would do it? 3, have you set a time for when you're going to do that? And 4, have you taken any steps today to kill yourself? 99.9% of those calls go yes, no, no, no. Glenn also says you can't get manipulated by silence. If a call lasts more than 5 minutes, you hang up. So 4 years later, I'm working the overnight shift, and the phone rings. "Hello, humanitarians, can I help you?" This young, scared voice comes on the phone and says, "Hi. My name's Amy." "Well, what's up, Amy?" "Nothing, just, feeling a little sad?" "Well, what are you sad about?" "I don't know, things are pretty good. NYU's good. I have friends here. My parents love me. I have good grades. Right away, I pictured her. You know, the way you do when you talk to someone on the phone. Long hair, on her bed, in her dorm, a Dr. Pepper. Well, Amy, you said you're feeling sad. What do you think about when that happens? I don't know. Everything? Nothing? I feel so stupid. She started to sound uncomfortable, and I noticed that it was about time to start wrapping up. But then Amy started to slur her speech. Amy, what's going on? Are you okay? I can't do it anymore. Well, Amy, what are you talking about? Look, I know that's selfish, and I know that's stupid. I just want the pain to stop. Amy, do you feel so bad that you think about suicide? Yes. Do you have a plan for how you would do it? Yes. Amy, have you set a time for when you're going to do that? Uh-huh. Amy, have you taken any steps today to kill yourself? Yes. She had taken 20 high-strength painkillers. She started to cry. Amy, what's your address? She gave me her address, and I went to call 911 while trying to keep Amy talking. But it was silent. And it was silent for 2 minutes. And it was silent for 5 minutes, and I'm supposed to hang up the phone. Glenn says you can't get manipulated by silence. 13 minutes, but who the hell could hang up that phone? I didn't. 14 minutes, I hear the door crash open, footsteps, and then a voice comes on the phone and says, "It's okay, we've got her." Click. And I went home. The next day, I was supposed to have a debriefing, but I called Glenn and told him that I quit. And then I did everything you're not supposed to do after a phone call like that. I looked through newspapers and I listened to the radio. And after 3 days, I found it. The Daily News, page 23. A 19-year-old NYU student named Amy Walters died of an accidental overdose. And I know why they call it accidental. There's insurance reasons, family, religious, I get that. But what I didn't know until that moment was that I was the last person to talk to her. I think about that every day. She's me in that car. If I had pulled that trigger, that would be me. But she never got to find out what I got to find out, which is that it's terrible sometimes. But there are these perfect life moments. And that's enough.